And so I'm offering this porcine phrase.
Before the old year becomes new,
May the sun rise till the end of your days. Happy Hogs Watch to you.
With his first plan now complete, Tea Time has gotten his team to find the castle's secret room with the Tooth Fairy inside. See, killing the Tooth Fairy will allow him control over all adult teeth, and thus all human teeth, and thus control their minds, and thus control their beliefs, and thus take over Discworld.
Of course.
Susan hasn't gotten to him yet. She was busy taking the old god of hangovers to the wizards of the Unseen University.
Wizards only, fools.
They gave him a potion to cure him of his hangover. She was hoping he would tell her what's happening, but the two just stumble upon Tea Time's plan. And so they head off to the Tooth Fairy's castle, which on the outside looks like a child's painting. Remember, it's influenced by children's imagination. In other words, they're ready to face Tea Time. Oh, and the old god of hangovers falls in love with the captured Tooth Fairy. That's nice. Meanwhile, Death is caught by the wizards of the Unseen University.
Wizards only, fools.
He's delayed by them, but he explains what's going on.
You ever heard of the auditors?
I suppose that the bursar might have done.
Not auditors of money, auditors of reality. They are the civil service of everything.
And they want to get rid of us.
They want humans to be less creative. The Hogfather is a symbol of this. Strange thinking. I hate the way humans make up stories about the universe.
I can't think why. Anyway, why are you doing this job?
Someone must. It is vitally important. Before dawn, there must be enough belief in the Hogfather.
Why?
So that the sun will come up. I seldom joke.
Death is intrigued by Hex, a big magic-powered AI computer, and got it to believe in the Hogfather, increasing the chances of him coming back. But now Hex wants presents.
Quite unusual for an AI since they're usually made to think, not want or believe. But again, it is a magic AI.
Actually, miss, I would like something for Christmas.
I told you, I'll delete your elf costume once Christmas is over.
Not that, miss. I would like a cat.
You already have a shove-off for a pet. You don't need another.
Mr. Wigglesworth needs friends. He's lonely.
He has Max and Digby.
Yes, but they don't really care about him.
I don't think a cat would care more about him than a dog's.
I would also like 2 guinea pigs.
For Mr. Wigglesworth?
No, I just think they're cute.
As the castle tries to protect itself by making the goons' childhood nightmares come true, Tea Time comes across Susan being creepy as usual.
Hello. Well. What have we here? Bone handle? Rather tasteless skull and bone decoration. Death himself's second favorite weapon. Am I right? Oh my. It must be Hogswatch. This must mean that you are Susan, the famous granddaughter. Nobility. I bow. But I'm afraid you'd do something dreadful.
How do you know who I am?
Easy. Twerp's peerage. Family motto. Non temitus, monsieur. Your father was well known. Went a long way very fast. As for your grandfather, honestly, that motto, fear not the reaper, is that good taste? Of course, you don't need to fear him, do you? Or do you? I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you, anyway? Beg your pardon. My name's Teotami. Jonathan Teotami. At your service.
You mean like around 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
We then find out about the one snag in Tea Time's plan. Banjo, the big goon. He has the mind and the beliefs of a child, but no baby teeth to control. His childlike innocence and conscience allows him to finally stop obeying Tea Time. Susan sees this as an opportunity to beat Tea Time at his own game. And of course, let the castle do the work.
A man said...
Have you been a bad boy, Banjo? You've been letting him get into trouble again, Davy. You have, haven't you?
No, Mum. No, Mum.
You need a good idea, Banjo.
Sorry, Mum.
You've been playing with girls again.
Sorry, Mum. I'm doing
We unfortunately don't get to see a cool sword fight between Susan and Tea Time in this scene, even though there totally should have been one. But Banjo saves the day.
Pulling dolls hair. That's bad.
Oh my god, he's so adorable. I want one for Christmas.
Though Susan does get her crowning moment of badassery at last.
Hey!
It doesn't work here. There's no death here. Hi, inner child. I'm the inner babysitter.
But it was unfortunately wasted since Tea Time somehow comes back to life. Susan is left in the castle to see the Tooth Fairy for herself.
I don't think you're real. It's not a little old woman in a shawl running this place. You're out of my head. That's how you defend yourself. You poke around in people's heads and find the things that work. No, it's horrible, but it doesn't frighten me. I like spiders. Dogs, no. I like rats. Rats are fine. Sorry, is anyone frightened? You're a bogeyman, aren't you?
Not
The first bogeyman. You look terrible.
Thank you very much.
I mean ill.
I used to jump out on them and say boo. But then I got to like them. Only children were frightened of me. I mean, what's to be scared of? Horns, pony arms. But then I discovered that there were much worse things than me. And I wanted to protect the children, keep them safe from all the really bad things. So I built all this to be a safe place.
And the teeth?
If you leave all those teeth around, anything could happen.
Anything nearly did. So, you are the Tooth Fairy then?
Yes. Then they came stealing. Oh, I'm too weak to look after them anymore. You don't die here. Just get old. Listening to the laughter.
Don't worry about the teeth. I'll make them safe again.
So Banjo becomes a new Tooth Fairy and Susan thinks everything's back to normal. But the damage has been done and they need to bring back the Hogfather to make the sun rise again. Yep, he's not quite dead. He's just in his first incarnation. A very important incarnation.
You see, your Hogfather was probably just your basic winter demiurge. You know, blood on the snow, making the sun come up.
So there has to be blood to make the sun come up?
It starts off with animal sacrifice, you know, and some big hairy animal to death, that kind of stuff. Very folkloric, very mythic. Didn't stop at animals neither. They had sacred kings, the strongest and the best. Died at the dark time of year to give life to the unconquered sun. And in a way, the Hogfather was all of them.
And then?
And then some bright spark thought, hey, looks like that damn sun comes up anyway. So how come we're giving those druids all this free grub? The world moves on, and he's got to find a new job.
So he started as an animal sacrifice to make the sun come up.
Exactamundo.
And now he gives out presents.
And this is why I think this movie, or just this narrative in general, is brilliant. Beliefs in Discworld do create anthropomorphic personifications, but they evolve into the ones we know over time by new beliefs and new traditions. Like the Hogfather, who was at first a winter deity who brought the sun up with sacrifices. It teaches kids that Father Christmas wasn't always Father Christmas from the beginning.
Father Christmas had an evolution too. For hundreds of years, Father Christmas had many incarnations across the world that all contributed to the one we know today. Some based on folklore, some based on mythology, and some based on commercialism and consumerism. But nevertheless, the best traits are always passed down from generation to generation. Think of him as like the Doctor, having multiple incarnations that contribute to the next one every time. Then again, him being a Time Lord does make sense in retrospect. I'll have to look into that. Anyway, the wolves chasing the Hogfather are the auditors, trying to stop the Hogfather from becoming, well, the Hogfather. Susan saves the Hogfather from the auditors, and Death stops the auditors altogether.
You couldn't resist it in the end. A mistake, I fancy. It gets under your skin. Life. Speaking metaphorically, of course. And you see, the more you struggle for every moment, the more alive you stay. Which is where I come in, as a matter of fact.
You can't do this. There are rules.
Yes, there are rules. But you broke them. How dare you? How dare you? And now there remains only one final question. Have you been naughty or nice? Ho, ho, ho.
They did break the rules. They tried to get rid of a major part of Discworld's reality, even though they're supposed to be running it smoothly. Death's actions were overall justified.
So the Hogfather is back, and the sun rises as the sun we know.
Tell me...
What would have happened if you hadn't saved him?
Yes.
The sun would not have risen.
Then what would have happened?
A mere ball of flaming gas would have illuminated the world.
All right, I'm not stupid. You're saying that humans need fantasies to make life bearable?
No. Humans need fantasy to be human. To be the place where the falling angel meets the rising ape.
With tooth fairies, Hogfathers.
Yes. As practice, you have to start out learning to believe the little lies.
So we can believe the big ones?
Yes. Justice, mercy, duty, that sort of thing.
They're not the same at all.
You think so? Then take the universe and grind it down to the finest powder and sieve it through the finest sieve, and then show me one atom of justice, one molecule of mercy. And yet, you try to act as if there is some ideal order in the world, as if there is some rightness in the universe by which it may be judged.
But people have got to believe that. What's the point?
You need to believe in things that aren't true. How else can they become?
He's got a point. Our Earth and Discworld give our respective suns meaning. We make it the symbol of hope, life, rebirth, spiritual growth, light, and so on. Without belief in Discworld, the sun wouldn't be the sun with all of its meanings. It would just be a ball of gas with none of those meanings illuminating the Earth. And things like mercy, justice, and such are human concepts. We created them. We believed in Father Christmas, the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, and such as little kids to learn about / learn to believe in more abstract human concepts like justice, mercy, hope, gratitude, and things that wouldn't be there without us. To be human. In layman's terms, we write stories to drop Aesop's on people.
Just as Susan and Death are going to have a nice cup of cocoa for Hog's watch, Tea Time is back with Death's sword, in the same room as Death.
Well. Now this is unexpected. A family affair. I wonder, is it possible to kill Death? This must be a very special sword. And it certainly works here. And of course, it might well not be regarded as murder. Possibly it is a civic act. It would be as they sing. The big one. You may have some personal knowledge about your vulnerability, but I'm pretty certain that Susan here would quite definitely die. So I'd rather you didn't try any last-minute stuff.
I am last-minute stuff.
Relax, of course Susan and Death defeat Tea Time. They wouldn't be such badasses if they didn't.
And it wouldn't be a Christmas movie without a nice, sweet moment between family members. Or at least their definition of sweet.
Oh, thank you. What is it?
Albert said there ought to be snow on it, but it appears to have melted. It is, of course, a Hogswatch card.
Oh.
There should have been a robin on it as well, but I had considerable difficulty in getting it to stay on.
Ah.
It was not at all cooperative.
Really?
It did not seem to get into the Hogswatch spirit at all.
Oh. Thank you.
And it wouldn't be a Terry Pratchett movie without a cameo from Sir Terry Pratchett himself.
You have a big wooden rocking horse in the window.
Yes, that's a special order I made for Lord Rodney.
How much would this lordship have paid you?
$12?
I will give you 50.
Would you like me to wrap it up for you, sir?
No. I will take it as it is. Thank you. Incidentally, there is a small boy out there with his nose frozen to the window. Some warm water should do the trick.
Happy Hogswatch, sir.
It would be very wrong of me to not give this movie an A.
You may have noticed this isn't exactly my funniest review. Well, I just couldn't think of that many jokes. This movie is just so damn good. There are a lot of Christmas movies and specials out there, but this one feels the most genuine, and it wasn't even about Christmas per se. This one doesn't narrow-mindedly focus on Father Christmas giving presents and try to justify his actions with a half-assed moral about family and whatnot. This story explores Christmas thoroughly as what is. It not only explores the warm parts of Christmas, but also deconstructs the more questionable aspects of Christmas. Like when Albert tries to justify the whole poor kids getting small presents thing by saying it's a way to provoke hope. Death sees it as unfair and wants to fix that. Or like when they talk about the little match girl, an actual living personification in Discworld, and how her tragic story gets people to feel thankful about their own lives during Hogswatch or Christmas. Death doesn't see it that way and wants people to take care of people like her, rather than just feel grateful they aren't her. But it's not just Death learning about Hogswatch. It also has an awesome plot involving Susan facing off against Tea Time to stop the assassinations of multiple personifications and save the world. There are some funny parts with the Wizards of the Unseen University.
Wizards only, fools.
But honestly, those parts are mainly skippable since they also have the task of figuring out what we already know, which adds to the length of the movie. And let's face it, not everyone can endure the length. I did because the movie was very enjoyable for me, but even fans of the Discworld series won't be able to get through a 3-hour-long movie on the first go. It's one of those movies in which the story, the writing, the actors, and the characters are just as great as the production design. My God, everything is gorgeous, capturing the sort of look we strive to have in our own homes during Christmas, emitting that warm Christmassy feeling. And of course, props to Dev's costume design. Just wow.
That's all this movie is. Wow.
Miss, look in the kitchen, look!
He was here?
Not exactly.
Is he even capable of interdimensional travel? Who cares? Merry Christmas and Happy Hogswatch, everyone. Now let's listen to the most epic Christmassy rock band of all time, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Why am I drinking cocoa? It's bloody summer.